Okay, so this is the next learning objective for presenting information. The learning objective is to apply master slide techniques and design styles so that you can add consistency to your presentation. These techniques will allow you to add consistency, which means making things pretty much the same throughout, and it helps to add to a professional looking presentation that isn't too distracting. So the learning outcomes, what I'm looking for, I'm looking for all of you to create a master slide, select an appropriate theme for your presentation, select and apply an appropriate colour scheme and font styles, and can select and apply a background to improve the look of your presentation. I'm expecting most of you to be able to insert headers, footers and page numbers to your master slide, and some of you will be able to improve the page layout of your master slide. Okay, so I'm just going to start off with the first thing I'm looking for you to get from this, and that's to create a master slide, select an appropriate theme for your presentation. So if I just go to get my presentation up, I'm just going to pause this while I do that. Okay, so here's the presentation I created earlier on, and it shouldn't actually have any design features on it at the moment because I've had a little play around with it. It has, but yours wouldn't have the kind of blue on here. So I'm just going to take that off so it looks a little bit like yours. Okay, so here I am with a blank slide now. So as I was talking about before, we need to create a master slide to add consistency, to help add consistency to our presentation. And the place you go to that is View, and over here it says Slide Master. Click on Slide Master and it takes you to this view you can see on the left hand side. We're going to work on number 1, which is actually the master slide for everything. This is where we create our design and our background, and that will be applied to all the rest of the slides throughout the presentation. So the first thing we said we were going to do was to create a master slide, select an appropriate theme for your presentation. So we are going to select an appropriate theme. Here are the themes. You need to select one that you like. I'm going to select this one, give it a little save, and you can see the other slides follow on from that. They all take on that theme. The next thing we said we were going to do was to select and apply an appropriate colour scheme and font style. Okay, so don't forget to pause this video whenever you feel you need to go and apply this to your presentation. Okay, so although it's taken on the colour scheme of the theme we've chosen, we can actually change it to something which is maybe more appropriate to the presentation that we're doing, or just simply a colour scheme that you like. And you can see as I sort of hover over each one of these, the colour is changing. Both the colour on the bottom left hand side of the slide and also the font is changing as well. I'm going to change it to that purple one there, and you can see the rest of the font slides follow suit. What else did we say we were going to do? We were going to add some font styles. Okay, so we can change the font styles on this master slide here as well. So let's have a look at the fonts. Got lots of different fonts here. Again, you can choose whatever font you like, and if I just pull this down, you can see there are more and more appearing underneath. And I'm going to try to select one that's in keeping with what I'm trying to do. If you hover over them, they change as you go through. I'm going to choose that one there, Origin, but it's up to you. I'm going to give it a little save. Again, don't forget to pause this and go away to your presentation and apply the skill to your presentation. So the next thing we said we're going to do is apply a background to improve the look of your presentation. Should be quite a simple thing to do. We can see background styles here. And as I hover over, you can see that the backgrounds change. Or I could even format the background myself to something I wanted to do. It can be a gradient, it can be a picture or texture fill, a solid fill. It can even be a background picture. Okay. Something I'd like to just point out here is that when we're choosing a background style, be careful with this, because if you're thinking about printing out a presentation, then this type of background, for example, would take up a lot of ink. So I try to use nice subtle colours there, and I'm also thinking about the colour of my text. Does my text stand out as a result of me changing to a background? Some colours don't go very well together. For example, red and green aren't very good. Orange on top of a purple colour. You need to think about the colour scheme. I tend to go for nice clear backgrounds and darker font colours. I'm going to give that a little save there. The next thing we said we were going to do is can insert headers, footers and page numbers to your master slide. It's very important, particularly if you're printing something out and your sheets get mixed up with somebody else's. You can go to Insert. And you can go to Header and Footer. And in the footer you can just put your name. And you can put a slide number in there as well. If you wanted to, you can put the date and time in there, but that is purely optional. Okay, apply to all. And you can see that that would now appear on every slide. So you can see the consistency as you go through. So the last thing we said we were going to do, and this is your stretch and challenge area really, can improve the page layout of your master slide. Well, so there's lots of things we can do here. So for example, if we go to Format and click on the title area, then we can change it to have some kind of shape style around it. You could even put a shape fill in there. It's entirely up to you to be creative, but try and make sure that there's consistency and there's not too many distractions. You could even have shadow on there. Okay, and you can see that is applied to all the other slides. Have a little play with that, just as a bit of a stretch and challenge.